Mind Manager and Open Mind like. Okay, so you could definitely try those out. But a lot of people who are doing any type of planning use mind mapping or visual mapping to do it. And they find it very helpful. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you're a so-called right brain or so-called left brain. It's either more artistic or more technical or a mix. It'll probably work for you too. I'm still learning how to do it, but I really enjoy it. And when I was trying to think what I would talk about, for example, for my gigs out of the video blogging, it was very helpful. And a lot of people told me they really liked that particular mind map because they could see immediately all the information and they could just make their notes on the side. And it's really good if you're studying a complex subject. Now, let me just... put this on hold. Okay, so does anyone here do some form of project management?
Try.
Okay. Some people here try to use Microsoft Project.
Evil product.
Okay. If you can get your work to score your copy of Open Mind, you'll be so happy. It does project management really simply. Then you export. It'll do a Gantt chart for you, then you can export it to project, and you can also import your project stuff. Yes, this is why I like Open Mind so much. And I even got a private lesson from the product manager on this. So let me just make this sure. And he sent me this video to show you guys. I'm not allowed to distribute it. Can everybody hear that?
If you plug in the jack there, I can get it going on the main speakers.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh, plug into my headphone?
Yeah.
Thanks. As he demonstrates it much
We had a
better.
project planning meeting, brainstorming tasks with other team members using a projector. Now, instead of taking notes or posting notes in your planning session, let me demonstrate how easy tasks can be laid out visually in a mind map. Now, the first part of this presentation will show you the functionality of the software, and then we'll move on to some of the features and benefits. So let's go ahead and brainstorm about a topic. Let's say a product launch. Now, by clicking here, we can start working on some work streams. Let's say our sales team is going to be involved. Clicking in and again. Planning. Clicking in and again. Marketing. You can also right-click, insert branch, or you can double-click on this main branch as well. But let's see what's going to be some planning issues. Now, at this point, we can reorganize without recreating this information. By left-click, drag and drop, we can put these work streams wherever we feel it's fit. Now, by clicking on Planning, we can start adding tasks associated with each work stream. So I'll click Insert, clicking in again, now we have tasks associated with the work stream, and we can make these branches as big or as small as we want. But as soon as this presentation, I'm going to open up a pre-made file. And one thing to keep in mind is that a lot of projects do not start from the ground up. There are many projects within a company structure that are very familiar. So in that case, all you have to do is load the template in Open Mind. This feature will allow you to manipulate the details of any similar future project plan. So what I'll do is go to File. You can save the template right here, or you can go to New, Templates, My Templates, Product Launch. Now, as you see, it's the same project plan that we were working on previously. We just have more tasks associated with each of our branches or work streams. One thing I want to get into now is part of the features and benefits of the mind map in that initial planning stage. One of the features we have is a text note editor. And this feature allows you to take notes on the fly, whether it be criteria notes, risk management notes. Let me show you how this works. What we have to do is View, We'll scroll down to the task or branch that we want to write the notes on. So let's say,
I'm going to skip this ahead a little bit.
sorry about that, does not stand. And
So anyway, once you lay out what it is you want to do, you can right-click on items and you can attach dates to it. Then you click in the drop-down menu and you switch to the project view. Okay? And then it looks exactly like a Gantt chart. Then you can export it to Microsoft Project 1. I don't use Project that much anymore. I do almost everything in this program. And I can print it. The other thing too is that you can print it on one page, or you can say, print my mind map across X number of pages, then you can have like a really big map and stick it up on the wall. Okay. But I really liked OpenMind until I saw this one.
I meant it.
So, thank you.
you can do this by clicking the button up. I'll go ahead and close this so you get a better view.
Okay, is this the same one?
So what we
Go back
can
to
do
the links.
is move up right click.
So you right-click on it, he's adding the dates.
Now,
There you go.
OpenMind's dynamic game view allows you to add or remove tasks, adjust the duration, link relevant tasks, set constraints, define milestones, set deadlines, but effectively manage a project from start to finish.
Got lots
What
of
is it
cover
that I'm
stuff
telling
in
you?
now. So you can add images, you can switch back and forth between programs, you can export it so that it becomes a very nice looking website, complete with navigation. You can do everything that you want to do. You can stick it on your intranet, whatever. Okay? So I'll be glad to talk with you guys later more about this, but I am running a little low on time. The other thing too is that, like I said, it can do timelines, so I'll show you that really quickly. Because I'm very interested in law and legal issues, and after I saw the OJ timeline and the Peterson timeline, I'm actually collecting information on the Picton trial, you know, that alleged serial killer out of BC, and I'm going to make a nice big fat timeline out of it with images from like the CDC website and everything like that. So, let me see, podcast presentation. Here we go. Legal samples. So here's an example of a timeline. We'll go with Lacey. Okay. So you can make this up in the timeline. Sorry.
OpenMind.
Yeah. You can be in the mind mapping portion and type everything in, or you can start in the timeline section. You choose. And you can switch back and forth to the different views. So you can make it look like a mind map just by clicking to a different view, or you can go in. You can, and you can see right here, like supposedly with this one, let me just make it a little bigger. Okay, so I mean, it says on January 3rd, January 2003, he bought a boat, okay? And it goes back and forth between the things that he did. Supposedly, well, he's being convicted now, so I guess things that he did. You can add your graphics, you can add video, you can add anything you want. Let's just say that you were in a law firm and you were doing a case. So you could actually attach a Microsoft Word document that wasn't pleading. So you click on it and you attach it to the file. And there's a little icon. And then you can pack it, there's a thing called pack, you can pack it all up. And then you can email it or give it on disk. And everything will be attached. You can see pleadings, you could see witness statements, you can see all kinds of things. Okay? So whatever it is you want. I'm going to, here's the timeline for the 9/11 attacks in New York. So depends on what view that you want to have it. And you know the URL is there. And if you email me, I have a big document that has all the direct links on the website to the various things, whether it ought to be project management, whether it ought to be business, education, whatever. So let's move along real quick to getting things done, okay, which is on the next page. Okay. Back in 2001, David Allen wrote a book called Getting Things Done, The Art of Stress-Free Management. it's about time management, it's about productivity. And he's a little bit different than other time management people. He stresses lists of tasks. And we've all been making lists since we were little. Mother was, make a list! Okay. Now, the thing you have to be careful about is not to get bogged down in making lists, so much so that you make all these lists and you never do anything on the list. But his idea is get everything out of your head, get it on paper, and then you look at it and decide, do I have to do this now? Okay. Can I do it later? Can I get someone else to do it? Okay. This is like a whole big philosophy, and it takes 5 minutes to explain. It's supposedly a lot of time to master. Although some people, I think, make it a little more complicated than it needs to be. The reason why I put these two projects together is that a lot of people who are into mind mapping are also into getting things done. And so is this guy. He actually has a relationship with Matchware, Open Mind, sorry. All the names are the same. MindJet, Mind Manager. And if you go to his site, there's a link there where you can actually watch him talking about getting things done with mind mapping. Okay? So on this page, I have a little example of basically the 5 or 6 steps of what getting things done is. And then I have a little picture about it. Now, basically, identify everything in your life. Okay? Or at work or whatever. Okay? Get rid of stuff that isn't yours or you don't need right now, as in delegate. Okay? Create a right place that you trust and that supports your working style and values. Put your stuff in the right place consistently. He actually has this little thing that he sells, although you can just go to business and go and get it. And it's, you organize everything into 43 folders. So you have your 1 to 12 folders is January, February, March. And then the 31 folders is the days. And then you move it from month to month to month. There's actually a very famous site called 43folders.com. Okay, and this is like what podcasting, right? Merlin Mann, who runs 43folders.com, scored a huge set of interviews with David Allen, who, by the way, was named one of the 50 most important people who mattered about business to World Magazine recently. And if you look on the next page, there is a summary of the 8 chats he had with them, and there's the links to download it. Or you can just go to 43folders.com and click on the links to download this. But that's what he talks about. So procrastination, how to get over it, Teams, email. One of the things he said about email, I'll give you an example. Look at an email. It's going to take you more than 2 minutes to respond. Don't. Or do it's your decision. But there was this big kerfuffle last month in the blogosphere. I hate that word, it's so stupid. But it's one guy who's like kind of important when it comes to getting things done and also mind mapping. He said that if it takes him longer than 2 minutes to read it, he deletes it. Okay, and so everybody's going, oh my God. And so people talked about it for days on end, so we have to clarify what he was saying. Some people, what they do is they just move it to a different folder and they'll address it later.
And then they never address it.
Yeah. If it's really important, most likely they'll write back.
Yeah.
That's some people's opinions. What I did with mine is, my email is that I stream things into folders. Now my business partner, I know he streams me and doesn't read me. And my job in our business relationship is to respond, is project management, and he's horrible at time management. So my thing is managing his time and managing projects. And when customers complain, like, where's my stuff? I have to email him and tell him, ask where's their stuff. And so if he's streaming me and reading it significantly later, it becomes a problem. So then I have to pick up the phone and call him, which is like really annoying. So, and if he sees me calling, he tends to email me. So anyway, I have this little diagram here which summarizes the whole philosophy of getting things done. So you have your stuff, okay? You have to decide what is it. Is it actionable? No. Then you file it in some way. For later, for now, for way later, okay? If it is actionable, you have to decide what's the next action. So then you do it, delegate it, or my favorite, defer it. Okay, but when you defer it, you have to also make sure that you don't fall into the serious trap of procrastination. Okay, like for example, I typed this up this morning. Okay, I actually got up at 5. I typed this up. I knew what I was going to do because I already had my little mind map done, but I just didn't get to doing it. So I had to actually miss a session I went to this morning because I procrastinated to do it.
But that would be okay, I mean, if you left enough time to actually do it.
Yes, but I had to lose some sleep. And I mean, I have been a little bit busy, but I still knew that I needed to do it, and I had planned to do it sooner, but I just didn't get to it. And I also knew that I had to do my Pocket PC one day. Now, ideally, what I had planned to do was have all 3 of my presentations done before this, but then I realized I'll have to do 2 on Saturday night, because I'm going to be doing it on Sunday. But that's not the ideal way to do it, but that's what I did. But not the best way. I deferred it for too long. But, so anyway, that's my basic information on this. I actually have, let me see, one other thing. Barnes & Noble did a, where's my book?
It is done. Where's the book?
Okay, good, thanks. Barnes & Noble did a free course on getting things done. They used to have Barnes & Noble University, which they scrapped now. They have their book clubs. So anyway, I will email this PDF to anyone who wants it. Because they did the course for free, and this is the website printout of it. So I will email it to anyone who wants it. But it's basically a course on, so that's pretty handy. So any questions? Because I tend to really go fast.
Getting to done. What do you think about the book 7 or 8 Habits of Highly Effective?
By Franklin Covey?
Yeah.
It's pretty good too. He's a time management guru, slightly different philosophy, but it's pretty good too. My stuff comes from my mother, who was like, make a list, do your list. The most important thing that I can say, even if you're like a computer person, get a notebook and write stuff down. There's something called the hipster PDF, which is basically a little booklet or a set of cards that you write things on. But writing things down makes a huge amount of difference, whether or not it's goals, whether or not it's things that you have to do. And of course, you can put them into your palm or your pocket PC, but I can't stress the importance of having a little notebook. By the way, Moleskine is very popular.
Which is that?
Moleskine is a brand that's been around, I don't know, 150, 200 years.
How pronounce
Moleskine?
How do you spell it? M-O-L-E-S-K-E-N?
Moleskine. This is one. I like to decorate mine. That's one of them. That's fabulous. But I can't stress the importance. Anything will do. You don't have to go out and spend $20 on something. But write stuff down. And I think it makes a huge difference to people, especially once they start doing it. I've been doing it for a long time.
I have this great thing that I love that a friend gave me because I'm very technical usually and hated paper. And these things they have the Staples makes a version. It's cheap. I don't know if you guys have Staples in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay. Yeah, and they're like, I think it's called roller vine, and then you can get a punch, so you can punch anything. Like where I live at home, there's a ferry, so I can like punch the ferry schedule and put it in there, and then punch stuff I print off the internet, so I have all my stuff, and then I also can take notes.
Some things like have little folds in the back,
Yeah.
but even though I use computers huge, and I have like more than one handheld computer, more than one regular computer, I just like to whip it out, write things down, I get ideas, and I write them down, and I can review them later. And,
Well, one thing that I find as a teacher, like we have the TSB, they give all the kids agendas in high schools, okay? Most kids don't carry them at all. As soon as they get them, they usually have to get filed with lots of lockers, and it's hard to not. Trying to use that is good and done without. But kids that finally sort of get to the point where they realize that they need to organize, I have to get like a little book or something like that. Whatever it is they seem to be carrying with them all the time, I say use that. And I had just a page, it's just commitments. And it's one of the things like that, they're trying to meet expectations of friends and expectations of themselves and expectations of teachers and other stuff like that. For kids that are really, really resistant, and for myself, every time I get myself totally out of control, I'll go back to the simplest form that I know. What am I absolutely committed to, what I can't get out of them? You know what I mean? And I just keep it as a commitments list.
Yep.
What it is, who I committed to, what am I? And then that's the only thing that usually kind of gets them started on the whole idea of time management, even if they're very, very resistant to it. And there's other sort of responsibility factors that they start to learn from that.
I also wanted to say that if you go to the website, which is davidclue.com, there's a whole bunch of stuff free that you can download to get you started. And also, like I was saying, 43folders.com is an awesome site for getting things, GTD stuff, and also has a lot of information about mind mapping. Any questions, suggestions? Hi.
Hi. Just wondering about how you deal with on a day-to-day basis. You know, like I like the idea of mind mapping. It makes excellent sense. But what about as stuff comes up during the day, like even little things, sometimes mushroom into larger things, and taking the time to take those things and work them into your already busy mind map or your Gantt chart or whatever. And I guess what my question is, like someone like yourself, you seem to be really busy, but you're getting a lot of stuff done. What's like when you sleep, or do you maybe you don't sleep?
What's even more bizarre is that I actually have a part-time job, and I work like 5 nights a week from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Sometimes 6 nights a week if the other person wants to come off, but I work online at home. The only day is I pass the fridge. But, so I personally don't sleep a lot, but you can if you want.
You schedule time for yourself, like you want to have an afternoon off or evening off.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I'm supposed to be working right now. Like, I used to work Saturday and Sunday at my part-time job, but schedule changed and now I don't have to. But I can work Sunday, and I'm supposed to be working right now, but I trained with somebody else. So I'm going to work at 7 for 4 hours. I just work like 4-hour shifts. And I personally don't require that much sleep. And the one thing that I find really annoying is that whenever I get a new interest, I never really get rid of my old interest. So I have to find time for new interests. And it can be problematic, but the one thing that I found incredibly helpful is this is my mother. My mother and I don't particularly get along. I know I mentioned her a lot, but she did teach me a couple of really important things when I was little. When I was like 7, I had a schedule book. Okay, I remember saying, okay, schedule stuff. So I had like scheduled school and everything. So it's now smaller than it used to be, but I have my little schedule book. So I just like write things down and look at it. And I do sometimes I do a lot of contract work. Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3 contracts at one time. And I never really miss an appointment or anything like that because I write it down. And sometimes what I used to do is I used to use different colors. Now I just use pencil. And some things I'll print, some things I'll write. But I just like write it down. And for me, it works really well.
But don't you also have 2 PDAs?
Yes, but
which thing is like the master?
My brother doesn't believe in paper. He uses his PDA, which he frequently loses, so he doesn't have to bring it back anymore. I use Outlook, and I put stuff into Outlook, although I've been a little lazy lately, so I haven't bothered. But I have like stacks and stacks of business cards, pieces of paper that I have to put in. But I do put things into Outlook and I sync it up. But this year, last year 2006 and this year 2007, I switched back to paper because I mean, you just open it and you look. You don't have to fire it out. That's why I was talking about the history of PDA. If you go to DIYplanet.com, it's .com or .org, it is a huge community of people who like to use paper for planning. They even make each other templates. It's ridiculous. And it's like very popular. Do-it-yourself planner. Is it .org or .com? Must be .com. But there are people who, like, I haven't mastered GTD at all, but I use some of the principles of it. There's some people who, live their life by it exactly. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 36.
35.
23.
What did you say?
23.
Anybody else?
19.
Anybody else?
10.
You said- Okay, that's it?
28.
Okay, no more? Who said 10? Okay, good. You get a shirt. I have one more left. I think you have a number between 100 and 300. 243.
129.
178.
125.
213. 299.
What was that?
299.
Anybody else?
280.
Okay,
281.
the number is 201.
That was 243.
180.
213. That was 213. But you were 190.
Okay, so you get a shirt too. You have to pick it up though. So are there any more questions, suggestions? Do it yourself.
Pick up from where?
From Merkle.
There it is.
It's on the website under sponsors. But if you really can't, I can get them and send them out to you. Okay, am I no longer connected or something like that?
Well, you were able to search on Google, so.
No, I had the address
Okay, there
right.
it is.
Yeah, it looks like the
had it right
site's
first
down.
time.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, I guess I'm just not able to connect for some reason. But anyway, it's DIYplanet.com, and they're into mind mapping, they're into getting things done philosophy, and they're into paper-based organization. It is a great community. So there we go.